all season long. And a reminder for secondary audio channels for tonight's game, hit the SAP button as we're underway for Game 3. The Heat 8-1 on their home floor in the postseason. The only loss against New Jersey. O'Neal, quick shot, and just like that, that's how he started Game 2. He hit his first shot.
Well, Mike, when you turn away from the defense, going to the baseline, the jumper is there and also power moves. It'll be interesting to see. Always go away from the double teamer.
Nowitzki deflected out of bounds. The reaction here in Miami the last couple of days after the two losses varied depending on who you talk to. One headline said it's time to panic. Another headline said the Heat can regroup. So some still believe that this team can turn it around on their home floor. Nowitzki, tough shot defended well by Haslam, but Sagana Jock with the offensive rebound.
Now, when you look at the Dallas offense, understand that they are shooting extremely well. From the floor, the three-point shooting, and also on the foul line. Outstanding stats in the two home games.
And when we talk about Miami tough at home, the Mavs have been a terrific road team in these playoffs. Howard misses. They've clinched all three of their previous series on the road. They're 0 for 4.
We have two excellent defensive rebounding teams here. It's extremely hard to get an offensive rebound and score.
Adrian Griffin. That's why he's out there on the floor. An excellent defender with the strip. And here's Terry. Terry with the big game one of the 32 points. Did more distributing in game 2 and gets their first bucket tonight. There's the double team right away on O'Neal. The key, how will he handle it tonight?
There you go, repost. That's good. See, that's good basketball.
And he gathered himself, took his time, Ruby.
Now that has been missing. Anytime that you throw out, you repost, you get your defender on your back, you have a chance to do a power move.
Howard. And Howard with 3. Josh Howard, the all-around versatile player for the Mavericks, still hasn't got red-hot shooting. He's got that ability. He's not a great outside shooter, but he can certainly knock down three-pointers.
Well, everyone is dangerous on the Dallas team when they step behind that three-point line.
Wade draws the foul. And right now, Miami very aggressive going to the basket. The foul is on Griffin as Wade goes to the line for the first time. He misses a free throw. He's even struggling a bit at the line as we go to Lisa Salters.
I asked Dwyane about it, and he said, it's nothing that we plan. It's happened a lot throughout the course of the season. He said, I'll just decide to go into the gym. I'll look up and the big fellow will already be there, or vice versa. He said, we don't really talk. He's down at his end doing his thing. I'm on my end doing mine. Right?
Well, Lisa, they asked him, what do you have to change when the series goes to Miami? They asked him after game 2. He said everything. And he's trying to make everything work, putting in the extra time as we're tied at 5. Howard, tied up. Inside, blocked by O'Neal, but a goaltend. Wade, of course, every time he goes to the hole, alley-oop, that time to O'Neal. He's been double-teamed. Nice pass inside, and Wade finds a way to put it in.
Now, early on, you're getting quick defensive movement by Dallas. They're trapping hard, Dampier, and then here comes Nowitzki, and sometimes they even have 3 guys on trap. Then it comes down to, can he make the pass to the free player?
Wade, of course, has only been shooting 39% in the series. As Terry using the screen beautifully, can't finish, fight for the rebound. Dampier can't hold on.
But that's there for them. Dallas knows that anytime they put Terry in a pick and roll, that he will be open.
Wade knocks it down. Wade and O'Neal with all 9 of the Miami points to start.
If this is your first look at Miami in this building, they shot a high percentage all year. They were the second best field goal pursuit team in the league, but Dallas has negated all of that.
O'Neal with the steal and ahead to Williams.
Nice.
Shaquille O'Neal stripping the opposing point guard.
Well, that right there, Jason Terry fell asleep that time. He's been able to explode to getting into the middle of the floor or going to the baseline.
Nowitzki off the mark.
Dallas is right here. You know that, the early energy with the building, with this team down 0-2. You knew that they would come out here tonight and be executing and giving you a lot of movement. Beautiful backdoor.
3 assists already for Shaquille O'Neal, and the Heat lead by 6.
Now that was just a great backdoor move. That play was timed and set up perfectly.
8 straight points, exactly the start Pat Riley wanted. Howard steps back. And
Nice.
Dampier, nice job. Eric Dampier, who has played extremely well. Right back to O'Neal. Drives hard at Dampier. And Shaquille O'Neal with a superb start.
If you're Pat Riley, you're happy right now, mainly because the big fella is showing you different moves. He's just not staying with one set move.
Williams tried to force it. Turnover. Here comes Stackhouse. One man to beat. Stackhouse, nice drive.
The field goal percentage has been outstanding. But what I also like is the fact that he has the assist.
Wade gets inside, good drive, and draws the foul. Dwyane Wade will shoot 2 more free throws.
When a man handles the basketball as much as he does, and then also the fact that he's so good with that first step.
After game 2, he said that the Mavericks' energy and intensity was so far superior, it was a joke. He was very annoyed. The energy and intensity has been right there. Stackhouse gets fouled again.
Just get up and put pressure on the shot.
Because he watched Stack and Rasheed at Carolina. I said, what's the best advice you've ever given to him? And he calls Josh baby boy. He said, I told him to calm down some. I've been that guy, the guy who thinks he can beat the world. He said, you can't beat the world. I said, has Josh ever taken you in practice? He says, probably, but I've given him so many elbows to the sternum that he probably can't remember. Mike?
All right, Stu, Jason Williams misses a 3. Well, they get another offensive board. That's been one of the keys for the Mavericks is they've got a nice balance of young players and veterans. Wade inside.
So you're seeing more patience tonight within Miami.
They call a technical foul for hanging on the rim for Dwyane Wade on that play. Now, that's not considered an unsportsmanlike technical. Howard steps back. Nice shot from Howard.
Well, he has a feel tonight. You can see it. You know, he opened up, he hit his first shot, you know, and it was a distant shot. And then he's looking to score early.
Haslam can't connect. Mavs looking to push. Howard inside, blocked by O'Neal. Here comes Jason Williams.
Oh, look out, 3-on-1.
Gets it inside to Walker, and Walker blows the layup, but O'Neal gets hammered. Smart play from Devin Harris.
Absolutely.
And he's going to have to hit some free throws tonight. And the line drive is good. This place will go crazy if he hits both. And there's his dad, Sergeant Philip Harrison, leading the cheers. Will that be a sign for the Miami Heat as they lead by 5?
Yeah, they're playing perfect basketball right now, Mike.
Haslam, that foul, his first, and the team's third. You shoot on the 5th.
Oh, bad.
Haslam comes right back with the steal.
Oh, what a bad decision that was. Dirk is wide open.
Jason Williams, offensive foul. Excellent defense from Devin Harris. Basket will not count. His first mistake of the night. He has been just terrific here in the opening quarter. Harris inside to Dampier, another turnover.
Yeah, you got to catch those.
Walker just flips it up. Haslam with the follow. He's got that strained shoulder.
Look out here. Look out. 2-on-1.
Terry knocked away right to Dampier, and then O'Neal with the push. Should have let it go. Dampier shoots the one free throw after the Shaquille O'Neal foul. Maybe that hanging on the rim that they let go because O'Neal pushed it.
The push.
Veteran crew of Dan Crawford, Jack Neese, and Kenny Maurer out there tonight, the officials.
Got Dallas right now in his zone.
Walker, nice good drive from Antoine Walker.
Yeah, I like what they're doing though. Right now, Avery is not waiting long periods of time. He went with the double team early on Shaq. Now he just gave them a zone look after a timeout. Try to break up the tempo so that they do not get comfortable.
Morning with the block.
Yeah, he's got to make that. Dampier's got to be stronger than that.
And then Wade with a travel as Miami with their 5th turnover already.
But Dwyane Wade has been averaging 5 turnovers a game in this series, so Dallas doing an excellent job on him.
Posey in on Nowitzki and reaches in. Heat now in the penalty. And Nowitzki will go to the line. All the games start 8:30 Eastern. Our coverage tip-off shortly after 9. Heat fans gained some hope from what happened in last year's finals. Remember San Antonio, first 2 games at home against Detroit, winning handily over Detroit. But the Pistons came back and became the first team ever to win all 3 at home, those middle 3 games, since the NBA went to that format back in 1985. Wade flips it up and draws the foul.
This is his 6th foul shot attempt, and we're still in the first quarter. so you know he's making things happen.
By the way, I want to correct myself. The Pistons did that back in 2004 when they won the 3 middle games. That was when they defeated the Lakers for their title. The Heat would like to do that, win the 3 middle games here on their home floor. Stackhouse, Walker doing a good job staying with him, not going for the fakes. And Posey the rebound.
Right now for Dallas, I'd like to see Terry and Nowitzki get going. Between them now, you know, they're struggling from the field.
Wade can't finish. Nowitzki with that ball handling ability for a 7-footer.
Short.
He's been short all night so far.
Look out.
Wade inside. Oh, nice ball fake.
The difference tonight, Miami exploding, getting the 3-on-2 and the 4-on-3 in the transition game. Now that's their 6th point on the fast break.
Wade and O'Neal having big first quarters, exactly what Pat Riley needed. Van Horn blocked by Walker. The Heat defense playing like it did earlier in the playoffs.
Well, this is the best that we've seen in this series so far. But like we say, this is 48 minutes. Can you sustain it for the 48 minutes?
Walker for 3.
Plenty of time. Right now, Jason Terry and Dirk 1 for 9 between them. And with just the second half, just take the time, high percentage shots.
Shot clock turned off as we wind down the first quarter. Terry on the move, does not get it off in time. And an appropriate way to finish the first quarter. Walker inside. Antoine Walker taking it to the basket.
Well, he can take Howard. There's no doubt about that. And once he gets down in there, his pet move is always the spin. So when he comes out of that spin, look for that jump hook.
See, Gary Payton is in. Van Horn. It's inside. Offensive foul. James Posey drew 4 charges in game 2. He's a terrific defensive player. And it's the largest lead here of the first half for Miami. Walker again to the basket and draws the foul.
Well, he's playing with a lot of confidence, Mike.
Howard, tough shot in the paint. Dampier with the tip.
Boy.
Eric Dampier is really playing with a force, not intimidated at all by Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, what's happening is, Mike, Shaq is leaving his man to go help out on the other side of the lane, and Eric Dampier is doing a terrific job on the boards.
O'Neal, nice pass from Payton. There was a lot of Mavericks in the area, and O'Neal in double figures. He's got 10. O'Neal guarding Nowitzki. And O'Neal hit him on the arm. He's upset. That's going to be his second foul. Yeah. It didn't look like there was contact. As Nowitzki puts down the first free throw. And a technical foul has been called. Gary Payton. So Nowitzki will shoot the technical.
But then when you saw Jackie turn, you knew it was over.
Well, you knew the way he turns, probably the magic word.
Oh.
So the free throw is good. It's a 7-point game. Early second quarter, game 3 of the NBA Finals for Miami. In the first 2 games, all Dallas, winning both by double figures. And the Heat in what you could call a desperation game as Jason Williams misses. They lose tonight. They're down 3-0. No team has ever come back from that in an NBA playoff series. As Terry hits a 3, and just like that, the Mavericks right back within 4.
Yeah, see, the zone has been good to them throughout this series. They were in the zone again because they can fast break out. Here's another one.
Griffin the steal. Nowitzki. And finally gets one to fall. He was 0 for 6 as the Mavericks now on an 8-0 run.
Yeah, see, Pat Riley wants a timeout. Now just go back. Game 1, that's how they came back in the second quarter.
And at first, some people doubted it as Nowitzki had a subpar rookie season. He struggled as O'Neal whacks it off the backboard. Walker right there for the follow.
That time, that was a smart move by Walker because once the ball went into Shaq and his man vacated to go down the double team, Walker went right to the front of the rim.
Walker has 8 points. Posey now on Nowitzki. And Nowitzki, after missing his first 6, has hit a couple in a row.
I see they're going to wear out the zone until Miami proves that they can shoot and get high percentage shots.
Wade drives to the basket. Oh, tough shot from Wade as he hits the floor again. 15 here in the first half for Wade, and we still have 7.5 minutes. Terry comes right back. Here's Wade again to the basket and draws the foul. That shot from O'Neal will not count.
No way, that ball didn't have a prayer.
Was LeBron James, his team in the playoffs. His first playoff appearance was pretty remarkable. Harris. Wade with 6 rebounds to go along with his 16 points. O'Neal, bad pass that time, the turnover.
Good deflection by Stackhouse.
Harris on the drive and puts it in.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Avery Johnson says still highs and lows with this young man. He says he tries to hit home runs, but sometimes coaches like singles.
Very well put.
He's hit a number of home runs, however, in the postseason. Had some big games against San Antonio. Played very well in game 2. Jason Williams to the beat. Looked like he had a layup.
He had a layup.
Wade, again, a 3-second violation. Wasn't always the case. Certainly are. Howard misses, and Wade another rebound. Yeah, Pat Riley talked about Shaquille O'Neal and Dwyane Wade having big games, activity games. Both have been superb here in the first half. Williams. Sit down. That's the kind of shot he better knock down.
Well, in a situation like that, Mandy, Shaq, I thought Jop was doing an excellent job trying to deny the passing lane. And he bluffed Williams at least on 2 occasions for making the pass.
Shot clock winding down. Jop right back to Nowitzki. Steps back. That's a 3. And Wade again with the rebound.
The leading rebounder in the game with 7.
Now 8 with that one.
Oh, that one 8.
Haslam travel.
Well, they need Haslam to get up into Dirk Nowitzki because he'll take the fouls.
Howard knocks down another 3. He's got 10 points. Well, the game is tied.
He's 4 for 8 from the field, and he started right on his opening possession. He is looking to score tonight.
O'Neal. Williams again. He's got the feel. He can get red hot.
Well, they're catching the double teamer. Harris is trying to go down in and help out on the pass to the post. And then anything that comes out quick, Jason Williams, 15 to 17 feet, will shoot a high percentage.
Devin Harris. Tough shot. O'Neal with a rebound. O'Neal doing a little bit of everything in the first half.
Yeah, they've got to keep the pressure on. Oh, nice pass.
Beautiful pass, and Wade is fouled. Miami back up by 4. Of course, in the first 2 games, the last couple of minutes of the second quarter, Dallas with big runs to really turn both games around. Let's see how the Heat do here in game 3. Van Horn. In and out. That one halfway down. Jason Williams getting a little fancy. Tough shot. Won't go. Not a good shot that time, but Haslam with the rebound and a loose ball foul on Josh Howard. And he came back, played well in the Summer League. And living a dream, playing for his hometown team. Said he used to go to the old Miami Arena where the Heat used to play their games. Sat up very high to watch the Heat, watched Alonzo Mourning. But the players didn't look so big when he was so far away. Good defense from Williams. But Terry gets away inside. Tough shot. The tip won't count. Terry's shot, he got hit in the face. Now, we must have looked at it seven or 8 times in slow motion. And misses the second. First miss, second miss from the line for the Mavericks. They've been shooting 81% from the line during the postseason. That is a terrific number for a team.
Once again, they're in their zone.
Walker on the drive. Rustic, Mourning right there. And Mourning puts it in.
That's what you want to have happen. Anytime against the zone that there's a drive and a shot, there is very little opportunity to block people out on the offensive board. Zoe was right there.
Nowitzki gets the pass. And foul.
Throughout the playoffs, 90. In this series, 94.
But the lane violation, again, players coming in before the shooter releases the ball, causes them to get another opportunity. 4-point lead for Miami as we approach 2 minutes remaining. Wade, tough turnaround shot, and Van Horn the rebound. Howard.
Oh,
dangerous pass, but Stackhouse just holds on, and Stackhouse misses the jam, but lost the ball. Wade. And there's a reaching foul on Stackhouse. He has bounced back after, for him, what you would call subpar performances. Only his 3rd year in the league after a 2-year career at Marquette. Just outside of Chicago, grew up idolizing Michael Jordan. There's been so many comparisons, and he is showing some of those comparisons are legit the way he has played in these playoffs.
Now right now they're in a 3-2 zone.
Van Horn can't hit.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good move by Pat Riley, because he came in here with a lot of small players, and he just said, "I'm going to protect them. We'll just play a little zone, not allow them to take us one-on-one."
Wade again to the basket. He was always the opponent's best player on the scout team. And he played power forward, shooting guard, point guard. He said it really gave him a good feel for playing all different positions on the floor.
Well, it made him a better ball handler, no doubt about that. He's always been a great defender.
He's got 21 points in the first half to go with 9 rebounds. Stackhouse. Final minute of the first half. The Heat have won 23 consecutive playoff games when they're leading at halftime. That's the 2nd longest streak in the history of the NBA.
Oh, great anticipation.
Harris with the steal, and then Wade with the foul. A brilliant first half for Wade, 21 points and 9 rebounds. Harris 1 for 2.
Dallas, they've weathered a storm here. Miami could not have played a better half, and then you're right in the ball game.
Turnovers have hurt Miami. Jason Williams hits a 3. You can see Williams feels like he's got it going. Knocks it down. He's got 9.
Now, the big thing now is if you run the clock down, you take the shot, Miami's still going to have about 3 seconds.
The Heat finally finishing strong in the second quarter, and the crowd on its feet. Stackhouse. Terry. Shot clock winding down. Stackhouse just gets it off, and an air ball.
Look out, look out.
Walker has to put it up from half court. Oh, just grazes the rim. And it's a team, Stu, that have out-rebounded their opponent in every playoff game but one. As Howard starts off the second half by nailing a 3-pointer. Howard's 3rd 3-pointer of the game.
And he's starting right where he left off at the beginning of the first quarter. He's now 5 for 10 from the field, 3 for 3 in threes. He's just having a nice offensive game.
Jason Williams blocked by Jot. Williams gets it back but throws it away.
Look up now, you have a number.
Nowitzki. Nice little dribble to get away. Haslam thought he deflected it, but Nowitzki knocks it in.
That's a good timeout by Pat Riley.
And Wade will bring it up. Wade, the MVP of the first half of game 3. He had an open shot. Gets it though, and that's a better shot.
Well, that was just sheer strength. Shaq was sandwiched right there by 2 7-footers, and he was able to not only get the pass, but then pull it away and go up for the strong dunk.
O'Neal has been a big factor at both ends. Griffin with a crossover. Josh Howard to Jot. An offensive foul after he released the pass. And Howard has picked up his 3rd. It's Shaquille O'Neal drawing the charge. O'Neal calling for it. Here comes the double team. Bad pass from Walker.
Excellent anticipation by Terry.
13 turnovers. Nowitzki for three. Hits it.
Oh,
Dirk Nowitzki from downtown, and it's back to a three-point game.
That's why this team is such fun to watch. They have the three-point game. They have the quickness. They get the ball up on the floor, and they take advantage of mismatches.
And they take advantage of turnovers. That has really hurt Miami. Wade spinning. Tough shot from Wade. O'Neal nearly tips it in. Comes down with it. He wants to go back up. Wade with the tip. That won't go. Ball still loose, and Griffin comes away. Wade hobbling a bit as he comes up the floor.
Yes, he is. Somebody's wide open.
And a carry. Griffin with the palming violation.
Yeah, that was a situation where Howard was wide open on the other side of the floor. You can see Dwyane Wade, he's smarting right now. He got bumped down there, and he landed, and he stayed back in the half court, leisurely coming up the floor. Griffin, you have to have eyes. Get the ball to the free man.
Instead, he had his hand under the ball on the dribble, which promotes palming. As Williams gets it to Haslam. Haslam can't get it to fall.
There's going to be pressure now in the second half for players 3 through 8, outside of Shaq and Wade, to get some points and put them up there and give confidence to the Miami faithful.
Eric Dampier playing with a lot of confidence as Terry set him up beautifully. And it's a one-point game as Dallas, a 10-2 run here to start the quarter. O'Neal, offensive foul as Nowitzki came in. As O'Neal picks up his third. He caught him in the face, but you, as a defender, you have to give the player ability to come down and turn, and I don't know if Nowitzki gave him that. As Terry, runner in the lane, and just like that, the Mavericks have regained the lead. Timeout Miami. The Dallas Mavericks leading by 1, both teams in their first ever NBA Finals, trying for their first championship. Dallas winning the first 2 games on their home floor handily, both by double figures. And for the Heat, this is a desperation game. Can't afford to go down 3-0. There's no team has ever come back from that deficit in the NBA. Haslam puts it in. Battling as they go up by 1.
They need some assists. Right now, Miami only has 8 assists in this game. They need some people other than Shaq and Wade to score, but also delivery. Now, Dwyane Wade is definitely limping, and you can see he's holding on to his left knee.
Dampier, the entry pass, rushed the shot. Griffin the rebound and puts it in. Adrian Griffin, the ultimate intangible player, undrafted, bounced around not only in the NBA but with minor league teams, and now a starter for an NBA Finals club. O'Neal on the drive and fouled on the way.
Right now, Dallas in the zone.
Walker given the open look, so throws it down. Shot clock winding down. Walker on the drive, tough shot, won't go. Haslam fighting for the rebound. Haslam, they're going to call a jump ball or a foul. One official had a jump ball, but Danny Crawford with the foul, and Haslam is hurting.
Especially on follow-ups of missed shots.
And he's still out there. See the bandage. Walker, every time Walker, we say this over and over again, he takes it to the basket. Something good happens for Miami.
Yeah, he gets in, he gets fouled. We know that he's not a great foul shooter. He's in the low 60s, but when he's left unattended, he can score.
Griffin, 5 on the shot clock. Griffin, tough shot, won't go. O'Neal is 8th rebound.
Now this is what they need. They need some open floor baskets.
Walker again to the basket. Antoine Walker puts the Heat back up by 3. Timeout, Dallas. Howard. Josh Howard has got the stroke. 15 points for Howard.
Very slowly. He's just staying within what the offense is running. Just taking his time.
Wade the jumper. Way off the mark. Has him right there. Blocked by Jock. And Biscayne with the outlet. Terry, that's a 2-pointer. And Jason Terry gives Dallas the lead once again.
He's so easy, and you know they're going to keep coming at you. That's why I said they have not hit their stride yet. Once Miami levels off this high shooting, they're already down inside of 40 now. And the big thing is they out on the open floor.
Wade, beautiful move, and the foul. Wade, as tough as they come. Of course, that commercial where he falls down, but always gets up. He hits the deck as much as any player. You'll be in another missed free throw. That has really hurt the Heat in this series. 10 misses here tonight. Josh Howard with O'Neal right in his face.
Easy. They just do not have the matchup for him, and it doesn't matter who picks him up. He's very quick off the dribble this evening, and then if you lay off him, he's looking for the shot early.
O'Neal stripped. Mavs have the numbers. Nowitzki is it ahead. Nowitzki for three. Dirk Nowitzki from downtown, and the Mavericks with their largest lead of the game. A 4-point advantage. And you can feel the crowd a little deflated right now.
Well, this is Maverick basketball. They've come out in this third quarter and have done a terrific job forcing the action, forcing the 3-on-2, 4-on-3s.
Here's the double on O'Neal. Terry, good deflection again. This time, no Walker comes up with it, launches a three, way off. Haslam on the follow.
Wow.
Udonis Haslam with that bad shoulder. Wow. Flying in for another rebound.
Now, that was his 8th rebound of the game, and that was a big one.
Coming up on 4 minutes remaining in the third. Howard steps back. Josh Howard lighting it up here in the third.
They continue to run Walker off of screens. Walker, Antoine's having a difficult time staying with Howard anytime off the screens or when Josh makes the catch off the dribble.
Howard getting hot at the right time for Dallas. Shot clock down to 6. Yep. Udonis Haslam, a moving screen. And Howard trying to fight over it, forces that turnover.
Mike, you've seen Josh Howard hit 3 straight shots. Maybe the biggest shot that he hits is with his children's camp in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's about 100 kids come to his camp every summer. And he was one of just 22 players invited this year to participate in Olympic tryouts. He turned it down without a thought, he said, because it would have conflicted with his camp. Now, when I said to him, Josh, it's the Olympics, he didn't bat an eyelash, didn't stutter. He said, it's my kids. If I tell my kids that they can't have this camp, it would break their hearts, Mike.
They are playing typical Maverick basketball, taking advantage of every turnover. Now, 10 turnovers between Shaq and Jason Williams. Shaq has 7 turnovers.
Meanwhile, Wade, when he caught that pass, really grimaced. Now goes to the basket and dunks it. He's in a lot of pain. You can tell he grimaced just when he landed on it. He's limping down the other end and then makes an explosive move.
Well, that's why you should take advantage of him right now. He's playing Stackhouse, and anytime that you get Stackhouse in an isolation, he should take him off the dribble.
Walker trying to stop Howard, who's been superb here in this third quarter. And Walker the foul. And you can see the effect it's had as Howard knocks down another. Howard, the last pick of that 2003 draft out of Wake Forest. You have the LeBron James and Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh, great players. Howard's right up there with them. The very last selection of that first round. Wade on the drive again. Comes up short. And Dampier the rebound. And a foul call. It's going to go against Wade. That's going to be number 4 on Dwyane Wade. But Wade didn't really argue that much. That's usually the telltale sign. Terry inside Dampier, and Walker just hacks him. And then 1 year with the Pacers, 7 years with Golden State. Didn't make the playoffs once in his first 8 years in the league. Got a taste of it last year in his first year with Dallas after signing a big free agent contract. And he has played well in his first NBA Finals. Under 2 minutes left. O'Neal, good deep position, but can't put it in.
Now that's good high percentage basketball. They get that. That puts the pressure on Shaq to make those. That is in his friendly area.
Stackhouse on the drive. Short. O'Neal trying. Dampier right there and puts it in.
And, you know, you're Pat Riley, you're frustrated right now, mainly because Dallas is out hustling you.
An 18-point turnaround here in this period. Bad pass from Payton.
Oh, boy, 4-on-2.
Nowitzki for 3. Won't go. Walker. And here comes Wade. Plenty of time. And Wade with the finish. You can see him again, though, limping up the floor.
Now, you know that you're coaching Dallas. You always say when a guy shoots a three and you're the last guy over half court, it's your job to stay back so that if we miss that shot, that they do not send the guy out. And that's what they do with Wade.
Harris again, Dampier, and Dampier puts it in. O'Neal had the double team, and Eric Dampier having another terrific game. He's got 14 points.
You got to give him a lot of credit now because he's creating the passing lane. He just does not stay in the same area. He moves so that the pass can be made.
Now, this crowd has gone silent with what has transpired here in the third quarter. O'Neal deep, and Harris just grabs his arm. And there's about a 4-second difference between game clock and shot clock after O'Neal misses a couple of free throws. Shot clock down to 5. Harris tied up. Stackhouse puts it up for three. Won't go. Final seconds. Posey will have time. Posey for three at the buzzer. Off the mark. And that will end the third quarter.
Well, Mike, Pat Riley knows how important these next 12 minutes are. He just said to his team, look, we're talking about a season here. This is not just about tonight. This is our season. We've waited for 9 months to get here. We tried to get here for 9 months. We're here. Let's go. We've got 12 more minutes. We need 3 or 4 stops. Let's do it right now. Mike?
Well, a perfect way for them to begin the fourth. Wade, who doesn't take many threes, knocks it down. And just like that, it's back to 6. Does Wade have enough with that lead bothering him to help with the comeback? Certainly have it there. And Mourning with a blocking foul.
Well, the big stat that's knocking Miami out, 2 areas, 17 turnovers, and the fact that they missed 12 foul shots already.
Stackhouse, Dampier fell down. And an offensive foul. Mourning knew it. A moving screen. 6-point game. 1 minute gone by here in the fourth. Nowitzki inside. Dampier again draws the foul. Meanwhile, Wade stays in the game even with 5 fouls. Shows you, of course, how important this game is. But Pat Riley taking a chance with just a minute gone by here in the fourth.
Well, he's rolling the dice because this is the guy who is scoring for him. Shaq had 8 points in the first quarter. He only has had 4 since.
And Payton trying to force it in. Another turnover by the Heat.
All these turnovers, we're saying, you know, Miami, turnover. We got to give Dallas a lot of credit. They're playing the passing lanes well, and they out-hustle Miami to every loose ball on the floor.
Their defense really has been the story of the series. Shot clock down to 4. Stackhouse with a hand in his face. And Wade with his 11th rebound. Mourning. Alonzo Mourning spinning inside, hits off the side of the backboard. Dampier, good solid defense. Harris, oh, pretty move, and the pass. Devin Harris setting up Nowitzki beautifully.
Yeah, that's great basketball. That's just beautiful teamwork. The young man who is just blessed with great speed. Devin Harris blowing by his man in transition.
That's his 4th assist, and Nowitzki has 23 points. Wade trying to draw some contact, gets inside, blocked by Dampier. And Stackhouse saves it, but right to Payton. Walker launches a 3. And Dampier another rebound. 14 points, 9 rebounds for Dampier, and a block shot.
Good basketball. Avery Johnson called out, wanted to set play here. Set play is one-on-one for Dirk Nowitzki.
And Nowitzki looked like he got hit as well. Nowitzki now with 25 and the lead back up to 10. It's actually the largest of the game for Dallas. Crowd looking for something to get them going, as are the Heat. Walker gets inside, can't finish. Here comes Stackhouse. The Heat slow in getting back, but Stackhouse can't take advantage. Inside, Harris. Harris banks it in, and the lead is ballooned to 12. Timeout, Miami.
Well, Mike, we said at the top of the show, they're 8-1 in this building, Miami, averaging 100 points a game. And we said the test would be, Could they score 100? Well, right now we're sitting on 71 with 8 minutes to go.
O'Neal so strong early as Jason Williams hits a big three right there. He's been quiet since that first quarter, Ubi.
Yeah, well, that's why we said at the beginning of the quarter, 10 players, 3 through 8, make a heavy contribution. Because we know that Wade has the bad knee, the injured knee, and we know that Shaq only has 4 points since the opening quarter.
Wade on the bench now with the knee and 5 fouls. Nowitzki gets inside. Nice move from Nowitzki, who's starting to just pour on the points.
They've been very stagnant.
O'Neal, quick move, and gets the roll. Shaquille O'Neal with 14. It's a 9-point game as Wade getting his rest. Terry makes his move. Puts it in. Jason Terry in the lead back to 11.
Too easy. That's been there throughout this entire series. Anytime Jason comes off of that screen on the wing, he is wide open. He gets no help from the post defender.
Wade gets off the bench. He'll come in at the next whistle. Jason Williams tries to get Haslam, and Haslam lost it out of bounds.
Right now, that was their 20th turnover, and we still have 6 and change on the clock.
As you said, a lot of that has to do with terrific Dallas defense. Terry again, wide open, puts it in again, and the lead 13, largest of the game.
They run that play every time. Jason Terry will be by himself. He's been open game 1, game 2, and he just did it 2 opportunities back-to-back here.
Mavs have hit 6 shots in a row. Wade trying to find an opening, banks it in. 32 for Wade, but his team's still down by 11. As we approach the midway point of the 4th, it is desperation time for the Miami Heat. Terry, back to Nowitzki. Nowitzki takes it to the basket.
Nice ball movement.
Stackhouse, offensive foul. The Heat right now trying to avoid going down 3-0. Well, they're in a heap of trouble. Wade has been terrific, but he's been bothered by a knee. Gets inside, and a foul. Meanwhile, the Heat 0 for 5 from the free throw line in the second half.
Now, the Dallas situation has just been remarkable. They are 20 for 28 from the field in the second half. They are shooting 71%. Now, you know they're going to run clock, and they're going to run as much time as they possibly get. Now they're in the zone. Miami's in the zone.
Harris knocks it down.
They just continue to add to this. Okay? I mean, come on, they're shooting 72% now.
They've had some incredible stretches shooting the basketball. Wade. Posey. Williams on the drive. Back out. That's a 3. Posey from downtown. And the Heat slowly chipping away, back within 7.
But you know they have two guys who can really shoot the 3, and Jason Williams and Posey, who are out on the floor right now. Then once if they can get that to open up, then it will open up the drives to the basket.
Harris, shot clock down to 7.
I like what they're doing. They're running clock, and they're just getting what they want.
Terry can't hit. Wade the rebound. 4.5 remaining. Wade. Harris, a good defender. Wade pulls up, puts it in. 5-point game.
Good
timeout, Dallas.
Good timeout. Dallas has 2 plus a 20.
Still plenty of time, though, left with 4 minutes. Nowitzki, shot clock winding down, falling away. Nowitzki off the mark. O'Neal rips it down. Williams looking for Wade.
Yeah, they're bringing him off a baseline screen.
Wade on the drive, inside, banks it in.
What a move.
3-point game.
Oh, what a move. Great hang time. The hang time was terrific because of the threat of the shot clock.
12 of his 39 here in the 4th quarter. Terry makes his drive. Offensive foul. Nowitzki on a moving screen.
They don't need to move on that screen. All they have to do is just hold an area because Jason Terry can cut around that screen, going to that right corner, and then either go all the way to the basket or take that 15-foot jump shot anytime they want.
A 12-2 run as the crowd on its feet back into the game. Wade on the drive, flips it up, rolls off, Haslam. And a foul on the floor. That shot will not count. Could hardly hear the whistle. Wade, Haslam. Haslam puts it up. In and out. That one halfway down. And Terry comes away. Nowitzki calling for the ball. And a foul on Haslam on the way to the basket. He's having another terrific game. Nowitzki growing up as a kid in Würzburg, Germany. Always dreamed of playing in an NBA Finals, and he is performing beautifully.
Strong part of his game, which does get little notice, and that is the fact that he turns the ball over only 2 times a ball game. For a guy who handles it so much, Mike, that's an incredible stat.
He's developed into a superb all-around player.
Right now, they're in the 2-3 zone.
Wade steps back for 3. In and out again. Haslam with the offensive rebound, stripped by Howard, dives on it. Howard comes away with it.
Great hustle by Howard.
Wade has to be careful. He has 5 fouls.
Main thing now for Miami, no fouls. You just cannot put them on the line. They shoot over 80% as a team.
Jason Terry looking, shot clock at 7. Stackhouse with Jason Williams. Shot clock at 2. Terry for 3. And a 24-second violation. It has to hit the rim, so the Heat get it back with 2:04 left, down 5.
Now that was an excellent double team. They needed to double team Stackhouse because he had Jason Williams posted up.
Down by as many as 13 here in the 4th quarter.
Remember, we tell you now, Miami only has 1 timeout remaining.
Williams for 3. Off the mark, O'Neal, the rebound, goes back up, misses the jam, but is fouled. He's 2 of 4 tonight. I don't know if his dad can look. Knocks them both down. It's back to 3. The nerves of a father. Chance of defense roaring down.
Now here's that screen in that area.
Terry on the drive. Stackhouse won't go. Tip knocked around. Out of bounds. Heat ball. Again, Pat Riley only has 1 timeout left.
Now that was a sweet move. They ran the clock. They got a great move to the basket. High percentage shot. They had a good chance at the offensive rebound. They just got an unfortunate bounce.
Still plenty of time. Not like Miami needs a 3 right now.
No, big thing right now is you need a high percentage shot.
Wade, it's good. 1-point game.
Avery Johnson did not want a timeout. Dirk looked over there. He waved him off, made the call.
41 for Dwyane Wade.
Oh,
Haslam with the steal. Here goes Haslam inside, stripped by Terry, and a foul. And right now, the young man who grew up in Miami with the 2 biggest free throws of his life. Tie game. The local kid with a chance to give his team the lead. 1 more for Haslam. Miami leads, but now they need a stop.
Well, right now they brought in Gary Payton. So, right, Miami is small right now, and they're also matched up where they have Haslam on Nowitzki.
Terry.
Oh, there he is.
Gets the open look again. Terry can't hit. Rebound, Posey.
Well, they got what they wanted. He said that's been an open shot. They've only defensed it 1 time.
And a foul will be after the rebound, and the Heat will shoot.
Well, throughout this series, he's done an excellent job on the boards as well as defense. He only gets a few shots a game, but he's shot a good percentage.
Way short. That's their first miss in the 4th quarter. They've been poor from the line all series, but they've hit big ones down the stretch here in Game 3. Posey. 2-point lead for the Miami Heat.
Now, Miami still has 1 timeout. Dallas has 1 timeout and a 20.
Harris gets in the paint. Devin Harris, beautiful drive to tie the game.
Good play call by the bench. Excellent play call. There's no way that Wade can stay with Harris off the dribble.
The ball in the hands of Dwyane Wade. Shot clock down to 8. Wade tied up. Shot clock at 5. Jason Williams kicks it out. Payton shot. It's good. Payton knocks it down with 9.3 remaining. And the Heat back up by 2. No fouls to give.
Yeah, Miami is matched up now. They're going to play man-to-man.
Harris looks for Nowitzki. Nowitzki on the drive. Inside. No, but a foul. 90% during the regular season, and he calmly sinks that one. Chance to tie. Misses the free throw. Wade and a foul with 1.4 remaining.
How about the rebound by Wade? I mean, it's like he came out of the mezzanine to get that rebound.
And the key here, Dallas still has a timeout remaining, so they can call timeout and advance the ball to the front court. Wade makes it a 2-point game. The Miami Heat trying to cap off a furious fourth-quarter comeback. Wade misfires, Howard the rebound, and they call time. And there's 1 second remaining.
You do not want to get a guy going to a corner or to the basket. There it was.
Lob, knocked away, and the Heat survive.
And by
Dwyane Wade.
There you go.
A stirring fourth-quarter comeback. And the Miami Heat right back in the NBA Finals.
Shaquille, how about that? Dirk Nowitzki, a 90% free throw shooter. He misses a critical one. You knocked down 2 big ones late in the game. What were you thinking when you went to the free throw line when you guys were down 5?
Well, last night I was at the house. D-Wade called me and said he watched a DVD where I was shooting free throws in high school and they looked pretty good, so he wanted me to go back to that shot. And the funny thing happened, my father told me the same thing today, so we shot in a little gym in my house, and I just wanted to try something different. So just take my time and concentrate. You know, when I take my time and concentrate, usually they go well. I think, my problem, I've just been listening, to too many people.
Down 9 to start the fourth quarter. Pat Riley said, this is our season. What did that mean to you when he said that?
It meant that, we're already in a little bit of a hole, 2-0. We didn't want to go down 3-0. So, just told the guys to pick it up. And, Flash, had a fabulous game. Gary kept making some shots. So the fans went into the game. We got a couple of rebounds. And, right now we just got to take one game at a time. We had 2.5 horrible games. And, now we could use this momentum and, pick it up and, just try to win 4.
All right, thanks, Shaq. Let me turn now to your partner in crime, Dwyane. Down 13 points in the fourth quarter. A lot of people in this building thought it might be over. What was the play that turned it around?
As a team, we just came out and said, this could be a season-ending kind of win right here if they win this game. So, we came out, ran our offense to the crisp, locked down on defense, and, came back and won this game.
You played with 5 fouls for most of that quarter.
Yeah.
Your knee looked a little sore. How were you able to be so aggressive and yet be so careful at the same time?
I did it before, in the Detroit game, when I scored 17 straight. So I just kept reminding myself about that, that you can do it. You've done it before, so go out and attack.